What's up, YouTube? Dialed Sportsman here. Wanted to bring you guys a video talking about free floated barrels slash handguards. So if you're not familiar with what they are, stick around and we'll cover it. So first off, what is it? What is a free floated handguard or free floated barrel? It is a barrel that does not have any contact points other than the action or the receiver throughout the length of the barrel all the way to the muzzle device. And we'll talk about that a little more. This rifle is free floated. This rifle is free floated. And this rifle is also free floated. So this is important, guys, because the barrel floating freely allows vibrations and movement along the barrel, which is, in here, allows it to vibrate and move in a more free manner without any interference. So this will allow it to have a more natural reaction when the gun is being fired and move a little bit more in a natural movement to increase accuracy and overall reliability. So to talk about this a little bit more, here's an example of a non-free floated barrel. Reason why is because you can see right here, this is a Ruger 1022. This barrel makes contact to brace it overall to the stock. So when it does shoot, while it will still be a pretty accurate firearm because it's a low power gun and has a pretty thick barrel, ultimately though, this will kind of affect the recoil overall. Whereas if we compare it to, say, this right here, this is a 9mm PCC carbine, and you can tell that it's a free floated barrel because if you look in throughout right here, you don't see any contact points. It's only connected at where the barrel and barrel nut meet the receiver, and there's no other contact throughout. If you were to look straight down through right here, you would see it just floating freely. So it will have the ability just to react in a more natural movement. Here we have an AR-556 rifle. That is the same as the 9mm PCC carbine we just mentioned. And this has a Geisley rail, but in here, again, it's just connected where the barrel meets the receiver nut to the actual receiver, and it is floating freely all the way through. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that a little bit through some of these gaps here. AR style firearms are not the only ones that can be free floated. Maybe some of you guys already know this stuff, but bolt action rifles can also be free floated. Here we have a CZ Alpha, and how you can tell is, let me prop this up for you guys. So it is also free floating, meaning the only contact point is here where the receiver is to the barrel. And how you can tell is either a manufacturer will directly tell you, or what you can do is obviously look and see that it doesn't have a clasp up front like this one does. And a quick test you guys can do as well is take a piece of paper and put it in between the stock and the barrel, and this fits in. Very tight margins, but it does fit, and it slides all the way through. This one here is very, very tight, but nonetheless a free floating barrel. So yeah, very cool stuff. This is important because, like I said, in most cases a free floating barrel will allow it to be more accurate, help with consistency and just overall repeatability of shots. Any other factors that could influence performance, such as barrel profile, barrel length, caliber, how the weapon's being used, There's a lot of other things that can influence how something performs, but if you can add all these pieces up, like a free float barrel, maybe a medium profile barrel like this one is here, or in the case of a CZ that I just showed you guys is a very heavy profile barrel, you can kind of get a feel for how the rifle will perform as far as accuracy goes and many other factors as well. But this is just one input, one factor to how something can perform overall. But if you're buying from a good company and willing to pay, a decent dollar for quality, it all adds up. But yeah, generally free floating barrels is a great thing to look out for when you're looking for a good setup. But yeah, guys, hope that's a couple other things that you haven't thought about or maybe known or considered as far as free float barrels go. Hope that information helped you guys out a little bit. Feel free to let me know if there's anything I missed down in the comments section. Would love to hear your guys' input. And again, I know there's a lot of other factors that can go into whether something performs well or not, but this is one thing to look out for sure. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to jump on board, subscribe if you like videos like this. It really helps grow the channel, or throw a thumbs up to support the 2A community. So thank you guys.